I'm going to present you the project that is called Young Cosmonauts School. Young Cosmonauts School, hereinafter referred to as YCS, is being created under the auspices of the Gagarin Cosmonauts Training Center, hereinafter referred to as the GCTC, as a global network of local educational and training centers for children and youth united by a common goal that are to be established and will independently function in those countries whose cosmonauts or astronauts have ever been or will ever be trained in the GCTC. I'll tell you in more detail about the authors of the project. They are the Gagarin Cosmonauts Training Center, the sports and patriotic youth organization with the name of RAT in Russian, and the Association Ecology of the Unknown. The Gagarin Cosmonauts Training Center will be in charge of organizing lectures, presentations, conversations, meetings with astronauts, as well as through the provision of its facilities to familiarize students with the peculiarities of work in the profession of cosmonaut. The Sports and Patriotic Youth Organization provides training in the basics of healthy lifestyle and is engaged in the education of moral qualities according to the program, as well as in the organization of summer camps with the information support of other organizations, authors of the program. The Association Ecology of the Unknown provides training for students in the basics of Russian cosmism. I'll talk about this in a moment, including by sending their experts to conduct conversations, presentations, lectures, etc. The goal of the project: relying on the advanced developments and achievements of the GCTC in the field of selection and training of cosmonauts, as well as on the potential inherent in Russian cosmism, to form in the participants of the project a new worldview of a creative nature, and against this background, to introduce into society a system of ethical education, supported by a system of studying the basics of a healthy lifestyle, which is the trait of every cosmonaut. The project objectives are: 1. Development of programs and methods of education and training of young cosmonauts. So we have a program to train adult cosmonauts, and this one will be covering young cosmonauts. 2. The creation in Russia, under the auspices of the GCTC, of a training center for young cosmonauts, the Young Cosmonauts School, as a standard, model, and exemplar of an educational and training center for children and youth, with the aim of further spreading and developing a network of similar centers around the world. 3. The formation of an initiative group among active cosmonauts and astronauts, which will, on the example of the Russian YCS, create and promote similar local educational and training centers in their countries. So we expect astronauts from different countries to support this work in their countries. 4. Informational, engineering, moral, ethical, and physical preparation of the project participants, children and youth, for the possibility and prospect of mastering the profession of cosmonaut or astronaut. So we expect that these kids who will be training in this school in future will possibly become astronauts to explore outer space. So if they join us today, they will have more time to be prepared for space flight. 5. Organization of the experience, knowledge, and achievements exchange process between the representative offices of the YCS around the world. We'll be cooperating, we'll be in contact and permanently exchanging our achievements. 6. Organization and holding of annual gatherings, conferences of young cosmonauts on the territory of Russia under the auspices of the GCTC, in order to get acquainted, exchange experience, and form a joint plan and work programs united by a common creative goal. 7. Conducting regular live or online seminars, webinars in local centers around the world. So if we don't have the possibility to come in person, we can organize a webinar. 8. The employment of the global YCS network to promote the ideas of Russian cosmism and the Russian School of Psychoenergetics. As I promised, I will talk about this a little bit later. 9. Formation of a stable environment for peaceful and constructive international communication and cooperation. 10. Creation of a social network for the exchange of information and operational interaction between all project participants. You know, we have a lot of social networks where we connect, where we share some things. So similar will be created in the course of this project. 11. Issue of periodical printed materials, informational thematic bulletins, magazines, brochures, manuals, etc. 12. Recording, filming, and release of audio and video products on the subject of YCS activities, including documentaries, feature films, video blogs, audio podcasts, radio broadcasts, songs, interviews, etc. 13. Attracting the attention of the media and the entire world community to the importance of moral and ethical education of the younger generation, promotion of healthy lifestyle, and a call for peaceful international cooperation. Before I show you some photos of the past events, I am going to talk briefly about what is Russian cosmism. We call it Russian cosmism, or it may be called just cosmism. I call it Russian cosmism because we have a cohort of Russian scientists, cosmists of 19th-20th century, which were very famous, so to speak. And one of them, Tsiolkovsky, is the father of Russian rocketry. So cosmism is a set of knowledge as well as a special approach to cognition of the surrounding world based on establishing a live feedback with the surrounding world and a person's ability to see large and small and large. Also, cosmism calls us to unite and cooperate, and also states that for a person striving for development and improvement, a conscious and purposeful evolution is possible. And they said that to explore space, to go into outer space, humanity must first become one, learn to live in peace, learn to care about each other and its planet. So that's why we introduce this basic knowledge of Russian cosmism, or you may say cosmism, in this project. Now I'm going to show you some past events that were held in the course of this project. Here's a summer camp held in Russia in 2022, the last summer, and a cosmonaut, Petr Dobrov, came and he spoke about his experience of the space flight, and he has been into space for 1 year. Typically, one expedition lasts for 6 months, and he has been there for 1 year. So he had a lot to share. Besides him, there were some other specialists from GCTC who told about the preparation of the human for the space flight, how to become a cosmonaut, and so on. Afterwards, in October of 2022, we invited the children who were in the summer camp, as well as other children from our region, to go and visit the GCTC. Here are some photos. This is me in the left top picture, explaining how the spacesuit works. And here's in the left bottom image, here's the cosmonaut that was in the summer camp. And I wanted to show you a little video on this visit, if you don't mind. So let me show you a short video clip. So you can see how children are motivated and how they want to become someone who contributes to the whole of humanity, like a cosmonaut. So cosmonauts go to space in the name of the higher good, in the name of, on behalf of humanity. And as you may know, in space there are no state borders. Space belongs to humanity, according to the Treaty on the Peaceful Use of Outer Space of 1967, which is still in force.
We all agree with that. Before we go, we'll say a toast to you and to the Gagarin Center for Cosmonaut Training. Thank you and good night.
Thank you. Good night.